We'll call the State Allocation Board meeting to order. May we take the roll, please?
Certainly. Senator Wilk. Senator Leyva. Here. Senator Laird.
Here.
Assemblymember O'Donnell.
Here.
Assemblymember Mays. Juan Morales.
Here.
Jeremy Smith. Jennifer Osborne.
Here.
Gail Miller.
Here, great. We have a quorum, and on behalf of the State Allocation Board, I know Senator Wilk is listening, and we wish him a speedy recovery and send him all our best. So this is our first in-person State Allocation Board meeting since February 2020, and pursuant to AB 361 from 2021, it's also being conducted by way of teleconference. The meeting is being broadcast in room 587 of the Just Entered building at the Treasurer's Office, 915 Capitol Mall in Sacramento, for anyone that wants to provide public comment in person. And if you are joining us by Zoom, welcome. Just so you know, in order to provide a public comment on Zoom, you need to use the raise hand feature of the Zoom app, which you can do under the reactions tab. And if you're calling into the meeting and not here in person or using Zoom, unfortunately, you will not be able to provide public comments. So, and lastly, we won't be having a closed session. That won't be necessary. So yay, just in time. So Ms. Burke is here, and we're presenting a resolution to acknowledge you, come on up, for your service to the board and your dedication. You were on the State Allocation Board for 2 years, from February 2020 until February 2022. And you assisted the board in making apportionments and unfunded approvals for over $3.567 billion worth of projects for the school facility program and other programs administered by the board. So we are really grateful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your help. Thank you for always being here. So congratulations.
Speech.
My speech days are over.
Yeah, come on. You start, Michael. Wait, then we have to do a group picture. I refuse to be the only person in this picture.
Okay, let's go. Group picture.
Yeah.
Don't let me be alone.
Come on,
Let's go. Come on.
No.
All right.
Or no,
Jennifer.
but we need Lisa and Barbara too.
I know.
Yeah, get
With
over
whom
here.
none of this would be
Yes,
possible.
100%.
We're set?
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Let's take a closer one.
Good.
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Do miss you.
I've seen him. Thank you all. Go ahead, John. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you guys do.
And Mr. Cunningham isn't here. We wanted to give him a resolution as well. He was on the board from June 2019 to September 2021. And he assisted us in making apportionments and unfunded approvals for over $3.961 billion for the program. So we're grateful for his service, and we'll be sure to deliver the resolution. So thank you very much to Mr. Cunningham. And with that, if we can have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 23rd.
Second.
Great, moved by Senator Leyva, seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. Actually, any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing none, that's the most exciting part about being in person. Minutes are approved. We'll now move to the executive officer statement.
Yes, on page 14, we wanted to highlight a few items for the board. It's exciting today. We have great news. We've got providing proceeds from a spring bond sale. So the action item today will be presenting $652 million. That represents 216 projects. So again, that's wonderful news for the program. So we're looking forward to activating those projects and getting the cash out soon. And then our next update is we wanted to provide the board an update about our joint agency workshop. And then right now we have our workshop that's scheduled May 5th, and we're partnering up with our colleagues at California Department of Education and the California Office of Emergency Services. and the Division of State Architect. And that is May 5th from 9:30 to noon. And that's going to be definitely a Zoom webinar. And the goal of this webinar is really to provide folks a workshop on school districts on how to prepare for natural disasters and emergencies. And this is definitely a great effort and how to actually, each state agency is involved in the process from start to finish. And again, the goal is to assist these districts when they have these emergencies and impacts. And right now we have 128 registered participants, so we're really excited about that. And so sign up, you're going to get some great information. So looking forward to that. And then our next update is we actually have a charter filing round that opens up May 2nd and closes June 2nd. And the goal is to really provide about another $128 million to charter interest in the charter program. So right now we have a workshop scheduled tomorrow, April 28th, from 10 a.m. to noon. And right now we have 62 registered participants. So again, we'll be co-hosting with OPSC and the California School Finance Authority, and so you'll see Barbara and some of our crew. So we'll welcome everyone to that workshop as well. We have some great news, and we have a great update to provide the board. We have an open filing round for the new California Preschool and Transitional Kindergarten and Full-Day Kindergarten Grant Program. Lots to say. So with that, it opens April 1st, and it closes April 30th. So right now, we have over 70 applications for $302 million. And this filing round, we actually opened up for $225 million. So as it stands, it looks like we're going to be oversubscribed. So we're thankful for folks submitting their applications, but you still have a few more days. So we want to increase that participation, and you have the ability to submit that electronically to our office as well. And then we also have another announcement. The governor's office had issued an executive order N622, and that was issued on March 4th related to economic sanctions imposed to Russia in response to the actions in Ukraine. Our office did notify school districts and their constituents on April 7th. So again, that notification was provided, and so we want to provide the board an update. Our next meeting is May 25th at 4 o'clock.
Great. Will it be back here?
No,
Yes.
not at this point in time. Oh, is it? Oh, great.
Oh,
Great
good.
news. Yeah, we'll be here.
It will be here.
We'll
Yep.
be here.
That is the biggest challenge, actually, is
Yes.
finding meeting space now that the Capitol is under renovations. Thank you. Any questions for the executive officer? Any public comment? Michael, so I don't have Zoom. Okay, and Mr. Smith is here, Ms. Jones. Okay, great. So now we'll move on to the consent agenda, which is very exciting.
Moved.
Moved by Mr. O'Donnell, seconded by Senator Laird. Any? It is exciting. Any questions or comments? So Ms. Silverman gave us an idea of how much we were approving today. This is pretty phenomenal, so congratulations to all the districts. Michael, any public comment? No? Anything you want to add, Ms. Silverman?
No, we're excited about providing this cash, and again, I'll cover it in the agenda item, but we actually have other items in the consent agenda as well, but $122 million in projects that are also unfunded approvals in the consent agenda. So great news for everybody.
Yeah, very, very. Okay, seeing none, Ms. Jones, will you call the roll on the consent agenda, please?
Yes, I will. Senator Leyva,
Aye.
Senator Laird,
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Jennifer Osborne,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, the consent agenda is approved.
Thank you.
And now we'll move on to the financial reports, please.
Yeah, the financial reports, we just want to highlight on page 89 that we've been releasing funds, which is great news on prior apportionments. So we had $117 million that was released in March. And as I shared with you earlier, on page 91 and 92, it's the status of funds update. And the board did approve another $123 million in projects and some closeout and rescissions that came back to the program. So there's another $3.3 million that would be posted back to bond accounts.
Great.
Open to any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
Moved.
Oh, you don't need to move this one. The next one you do, though. Any public comments, Michael? No? Okay, perfect. thank you very much. Now we'll move to our action items, to the priority funding school construction apportionments, please.
Yeah, just wanted to give the board an opportunity to provide some action items as a result of the spring bond sale. Again, we're highlighting there's $652.6 million that will be available for projects. And again, that's 260 projects that will be activated today. The timelines associated with these projects, again, is in July. And so July 27th is the timeline. And we want to remind districts that we did have this opportunity to provide advance funding for additional projects besides the one that actually provided a valid certification when the certification round closed in December. So again, we're offering an additional, directed to page 112, actually offering additional 70 projects. And so we'll activate another $254 million. And again, that's great news for those additional projects post-certification. And to that extent, we want to remind folks that come in that as a result of their apportionments, that they will have a time limit to submit their fund request to our office, and they have, again, till July 26th. You also must activate a grant agreement as well. And then just the summary about the non-participation. If you don't participate in activating your cash, you'll get one strike, and for those folks who already have a strike, you'll be automatically rescinded. So again, just pay attention to those timelines, and we'll have staff actively reaching out to you to ensure that you activate your cash. And with that, we're asking the board to approve the apportionments for the project shown in attachment B for $652.6 million, and declare that all applications received in the apportionments are subject to the new construction grant adjustment pursuant to Education Code 17072.11. subsection B, and are not considered full and final until the board has made the adjustment. And with that, we're asking for your approval.
Great, thank you very much. Moved by Mr. O'Donnell, seconded by Senator Laird. Any public comment, Michael? Anyone in the audience? No? Great, Ms. Jones, will you take the roll, please?
Certainly. Senator Leyva?
Yeah, aye.
Senator Laird?
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell?
Aye.
Juan Morales?
Aye.
Jeremy Smith?
Aye.
Jennifer Osborne?
Aye.
Gail Miller?
Aye, the priority funding is approved, and congratulations to all these districts. And next, we'll move to the proposed amendments to the facility inspection tool, please, Ms. Kampminer.
Yes, thank you. That's on page 353 of your agenda. And we have for your consideration some proposed amendments to the facility inspection tool. And this tool has been in existence for quite some time, but last year, as a result of Senate Bill 129, the Office of Public School Construction was asked to take a look at the tool and incorporate standards for school facilities, including guidelines from the Association of Physical Plant Administrators, operational guidelines for educational facilities. And so we have been working with stakeholders for a number of months. We actually had 3 stakeholder meetings in November, January, and February to discuss the proposed changes. And we have the outcome of those meetings here today for your consideration. As a reminder, the facility inspection tool is a tool that's designed to be used by the layperson who can do a visual inspection of school facilities and determine the condition of the buildings. And we heard loud and clear from our stakeholders that we should keep to that original intent of the document. We believe these changes do that. But what we have done is added a second or an additional page so that if districts really would like to get a good idea of not just an overall category for cleanliness of school facilities, but a more itemized category of school facilities where it's broken down into surfaces, walls, floors, windows, that can be done so that there can be a better assessment of a school's overall cleanliness. So that page was added. It is considered an optional page. And also, we did include a few of things as well that would be helpful to provide context when doing these inspections. So we've added a space where districts can indicate overall facility size. And also, there is a space where districts can indicate staffing levels for both maintenance and custodial staff, because that could have an impact on the building's rating, how it's achieving either its good or its less desirable outcomes on that. So those have been included. There was some discussion about changing the grading system, the rating system on the tool to a letter grading system. We had a lot of robust conversations with stakeholders on that. The statute does require us to use particular categories when ranking the facilities. we had talked about converting that into a letter grade. At the end of the day, we were not able to reach consensus on whether people wanted that change or not. And so what we landed on was instead pulling out the percentage and the category that the building fell in and making it more prominent on the tool so that if a parent or stakeholder is looking at this document, it kind of pops out on the page at you a little bit. So you can see, did it get a 70 or a 20%? So that was included. And then just some other things that we touched on. We did incorporate some changes to requiring that feminine hygiene products be stocked in the restrooms. That's added to the FID. It is a result of a previous law, so that has been added. And then we did not add anything related to things like disinfecting because you can't see it. So clean, you can see. Disinfecting, you'd have to swab or test somehow. And so those types of things were not included. Overall, the process went very well, and stakeholders provided a lot of valuable comment. We actually shifted the meetings on these ones so that we could get some stakeholders that wouldn't otherwise be able to attend. And at the end of the day, we did reach consensus on it. So we are seeking the board's approval to adopt the changes to the tool. We do need to have this in place by July 1st so that school districts can begin using it. This is not a regulation, so upon adoption by the board, we will be able to post this up on the website, and we will send notification to school districts that it is available for use. And with that, we are seeking your approval of Attachment C, which is the newly revised facility inspection tool. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Ms. Kampminer?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. O'Donnell. I will second. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Kampminer, for all the work on this. It's pretty phenomenal, and thank you for taking on the feedback. With that, Ms. Jones, will you call the roll, please?
Certainly. Senator Leyva?
Aye.
Senator Laird?
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell?
Aye.
Juan Morales?
Aye.
Jeremy Smith?
Aye.
Jennifer Osborne?
Aye.
Gail Miller?
Aye. The tool is approved by the board. And finally, Ms. Silverman, to the projected workload on our next meeting. Yeah, we have the 90-day workload and the appeals log and the inventory. So great questions. Thank you so much. No, any questions from the board? No. Any final public comment? Anyone wishing to comment for any reason? Michael? Seeing none, thank you so much. Thanks for being back in person, and our meeting is adjourned. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for walking.